Hey everyone, Michelle here, the Brave Homeschooling Mama. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. A little bit about myself. I am a special education teacher turned homeschool mom. I have two kids, a 6-year-old and a 13-year-old, and I love to help new homeschooling parents by making videos about curriculum and day-to-day homeschool. Today I have another review for you all as part of the Homeschool Review Crew. I am reviewing Homeschooling the Woods US Election Lab Pack. So if you're interested in finding out more, make sure you stay tuned. After you're done watching this video, make sure you check the description box below. I'm going to have a link to where you can find products from Homeschooling the Woods, and this product included, and I'll also post a link to the blog post where everyone's review that's reviewing the lab book and this lab book and also other products from Homeschooling the Woods. So I received the US lab book as part of the review, like I mentioned, and this was what a wonderful time this election year to learn about the election. And it was great. It's been great for me and for my daughter to learn about the whole election process. We got this, product. It is a downloadable product. So we received the file where all the worksheets that we're going to need to complete the lab book. For all you don't know, a lab book is where you take a file folder and you put all the information that you learn about a specific subject. You would do mini books, little flip books, so just different things that you, and I'll show you some of the ones that we completed, and you put them in the lab book, and at the end you have all the information that you need for that specific specific theme. So for today, like I said, we are doing the US election lab book, and we receive everything that we need to complete to work on this lab book. We have we're receiving the download, of course, except the scissors and the glue and everything else that you need to complete the activities. So you get all the files. It is a lot of printing, but you do it by what I did. Instead of printing for myself, it worked better. Instead of printing everything out, at the beginning, I printed out by lessons. And you get a text assignment and project direction where you get everything per lesson and everything that you need for each little lesson or for each different theme that you're going to be working on. And I was able to print that out, and I have this all here. And one of the things that I love is everything explains it really well, and it tells you exactly what to do, where to glue this, where to cut this, and I like that. I like to have things explained to me well. So that was a big plus for me. So once you download this is what the front of the lab book is going to look like. So it's going to be a little open book like this, and this is what it's going to go in the front. We haven't finished, unfortunately, we haven't finished, or I don't have a finished product, but I'll show you what we have worked through so far. So you also get, with all this, you also get an MP3 audio where you're going to be listening to all this information that you're going to be learning about the election, and then you are going to make the different activities. This takes you all the way from the beginning of the American government, how the American government started. It talks about the different branches of government. It goes all the way from how a candidate gets nominated, all the way to how to pick how the president is elected. So it's very thorough. It goes through the whole process, and you learn it by listening to the MP3 by different sections, and also by completing activities where you're going to be cutting. Sometimes you write, you read, you glue, and I'll show you so you know what I'm talking about. So the MP3, what it has is the same thing as this in this packet of the US election. I printed it out like this, but you could also print it out in a booklet form. So sometimes for me it's a little bit confusing to print like that. It never comes out the way I want it, so I just decided to print it out like this. You can as we listen to the MP3, we can go through the lesson, and we can read it through here also, and sometimes I just read it from here. So each lesson, for example, one of the lessons here was different forms of government. So we read about the rule of one, or we listened to the rule of a few. So we learn about aristocracy. We learn about what a monarchy is. Okay, then we listen to the rule of many, where we learn about what a democracy is and what an anarchy is. So after we did that, I had this printed out. So this is what the assignment for that specific section is, and we completed this. Okay. So we wrote here about the different types of different governments that they are. Some of the assignments, there's not going to be any writing. You're just going to read the information. Some of the assignments, you have to write the information down. So I'm going to give you a choice. And if you choice to write, I'm giving her, my daughter, the choice to write. Reread or re-listen, then I take notes, and then she copies the notes. Okay? Some other things, we talked about the American experiment, how the different, how our American government comes from, different governments from, ancient governments, and how we kind of all brought them together, from Greeks, the Romans, the English. So we have them on this little activity here. Here we have, who do we vote for? So we learn about, how we pick senators, how we pick, representatives, the vice president. And so we made this little wheel right here. And it says, okay, so we have senators, and here we read about how, how a senator is picked. And then we have, for example, then we move into the vice president here. And what do the candidates? The vice presidential candidate must also be natural-born citizen. So it's who do we vote for, and what kind of the requirements that they need to be, to run for that office. For this one is when we were listening about the forms of government, the different branches of government. So it's a little tree, and then we put this together. So it says executive. We open it up, and we'll read about the executive branch. You see another one where we wrote something. Most of them has been, for here in this one, we're learning about the suffrage movement. And then in the inside, we read about the suffrage, and then we took some notes and we wrote in here. So once we're done with all this, we are going to put them in the file folder. Unfortunately, I feel really bad, but we have not finished this. It's taking a little bit longer than I thought. But once we're going to put it all in a file folder, and we're going to have all that information in there. So it's going to be, we open it up, and all these things are going to be in there. So this has been a really great, wonderful product. If you are looking for something to learn about the election, this election year, I will totally recommend this. I love that it's easy to follow. The instructions are really easy to follow. They give you everything you need. You just have to have little scissors and glue and color pencil, a thing like that, to complete the activities for something. But these are things that we usually have as parents and as teachers at home, and and all the information is there. You don't have to find information somewhere else to complete these activities. Okay, sometimes you will get a lab book and you get empty pages, and you have to find information in different places. Here, I like that everything is there. We listen, we take notes, we do the activity, we cut it up, and we put it together. And the information is pretty easy to understand. It is for kids in 3rd to 8th grade, so it's easy enough that a 3rd grader can understand. You might have to explain a little bit more to a 3rd grader than an 8th grader, but it's really easy. It's simple, and in words that your child can understand. So it's been a really, really great. It's a really wonderful product for you to have to learn about the election process. So thank you so much for watching. Remember, when you're done watching this video, to check the link for the blog post, and also where you can find all the wonderful products for homeschooling in the woods. Make sure you don't follow me on Facebook and Instagram, that you do so for more homeschooling motivation and inspiration. I will see you soon. Bye.